What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Apple Rewind. And today we're going to touch on a lot of what we've already talked about for the week because of how substantial what's coming is going to happen with the next cycle of betas and the release of the final beta for iOS 26.3, which is the RC. For those of you new to the channel or new to Apple betas, the RC or release candidate is going to be the final version of iOS beta cycle before the public release, and typically does come with the actual same build number that we saw from that build. Now, as long as Apple doesn't see any issues or has to make any changes, you can expect in the next day or so to receive this as the final build number for the public release of iOS 26.3, coming in at 23D125. So, having said that, we can expect this hopefully to release this week. We already know Apple's behind release cycles, since technically always by the end of January the .3 releases are out. Since we're already in past a week into February, this should definitely be the release and coming imminently. Now, one other thing I do want to talk about is iPhone storage. At time of recording, this keeps going up by video. So if you go back and watch some of the other videos we talked about, system data keeps on trickling up, which is kind of crazy and kind of concerning, because on my last video we were at about 23.2 gigs, and now here already a couple days later we are up to 24.15 gigs for system data. Now, the actual iOS itself hasn't really changed too much. We are still at 23.2 gigs here. So take that for what you want, with Apple Intelligence taking 9.24 gigs and iOS is 13.97, basically almost 14 gigs. Nothing crazy, but just something I wanted to call out for you guys, since this was a problem historically on our iPhone 16 Pro Max and prior as well. Now, obviously, the main question everyone has to know is battery life, how's it been and all that, and I have to say it definitely is much more consistent with this RC than we saw on Beta 3. And as you can see, my main day ever since the beta dropped on Wednesday. Thursday is the day I really pushed it, going down and not doing my typical charging throughout the day. So I want to use this as an example to show you we've had 8 hours and 22 minutes of screen on time, with idle time being at 15 hours and 37 minutes. So not bad at all, and we've seen the same throughout the last couple days as well. Now, if you guys are big on Geekbench scores and all that, I do want to show you that really quick. And if you look at the benchmark history here, let's go back down. You can see right here, we have actually picked it up from the 4th to the day after the release, and we have now 3770 for a single core score and a 9645 for multi-core score. You can see how that relates to the previous beta releases, and it's definitely on par. But again, these numbers historically just don't mean anything. On paper, it looks great. However, performance and everything has been phenomenal. Haven't had any issues with that. Same thing with, just scrolling and multitasking. It has worked seamlessly for the last couple of days here. I do feel like this is a release ready for the public. We have talked about the keyboard issues being an issue since iOS 26 really came out, with predictive text and everything. That has been fixed here. We haven't had any issues with predictive text, voice to text, or even just swiped to text as well. So that is definitely good, and glad to see that finally being fixed, at least 90% of it fixed. And then also, no new splash screens here, as you're aware. The only thing that is really new, basically, in this release is the option, let me go under General, and then Transfer Reset. You have that new Transfer to Android option here that we've talked about before, letting you basically seamlessly transfer everything from your iPhone over to your new Android phone as well, if that's something you're looking at doing, moving from iOS to Android. We'll go ahead and cancel this out, continue. But aside from that, everything has been good on this beta for iOS. Now, I do want to quickly talk about watchOS. watchOS has been neglected, I feel like, from Apple for a long time now, and this RC for watchOS 26.3 is no different. This beta has had more inconsistent battery life than I've seen recently. Let me know in the comments below if you're experiencing the same issues, but watchOS is something I'm not sold on right now being ready. Again, this is a Ultra 3, 100% battery health, and have had really zero issues performance-wise. It's just been battery. So I had this charged to 100% today, and it's been off the charger for probably about 14 or so hours, but we've lost more than 50% of the battery on this Ultra. That's not really going to do it. It's not a 2-day watch battery right now, so I'm not sure what's going on in the world of watchOS, but hopefully we will get something new and new features in 26.4 Beta 1. There's no new watch faces that came out, no new wallpapers for iOS even on these builds. So again, just proving that watchOS has been somewhat of a neglected feature and a neglected platform right now. As far as what to expect this week, this is where it gets pretty interesting and where I'm kind of excited. As we said, on the 9th here, we should be receiving the public release for iOS 26.3. Usually they drop something in the morning to let us know it's coming, so we should know early enough tomorrow at time of video posting if it's coming or not. And then on the 10th, I really do believe we should see the very first beta for iOS 26.4, and that is where we're going to see some of those new Siri features. It's going to be a big change that's going to need a lot of time for beta testing. Typically what we'll get is that first beta, and then we will see a 2-week delay, so probably not until the 23rd of February before we even get beta 2. Everyone's always going to ask, should I install it, especially since it's going to have new emojis, that new Siri, and a couple of back Gemini feature changes for more personalized options here. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, without even trying it, this is probably not going to be a beta you're going to want to install right from Jump Street. So just keep that in mind. Still going to be up to you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications to know when it goes live so we can do a deep dive and let you know truly if it is ready to go or not. But aside from that, that's kind of what we have to look forward to in the week coming. It is also possible that this week we will see those new MacBooks released with those new M5 chips. There was some code that leaked in the latest RC that kind of alluded to the chip changes, so hopefully we will see that as well. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, again, performance is great, no new splash screens like I said. Battery life has been much better on iOS. watchOS has been a struggle. iPadOS has been pretty consistent as well. Haven't had any issues with that. But then, yeah, it's really just gonna depend on if Apple pulls the trigger on the RC being the final version, or if they feel like an RC2 is needed this week. But I don't foresee that happening just for timing wise. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, how's iOS been doing? How's watchOS working for you guys? Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.